At New
I start to get my hopes up and then.
Good evening. I hereby call to order the Board of Directors meetings of New Jersey Transit Corporation, New Jersey Transit Rail Operations, Inc., New Jersey Transit Bus Operations, Inc., New Jersey Transit Mercer, Inc., and New Jersey Transit Morris, Inc.
Good evening. Please mute your phones and turn your attention to the public safety announcement.
At New Jersey Transit, your safety is our highest priority. Please listen to these safety instructions in case of an emergency. In an emergency, announcements will be made over the loudspeaker or by a uniformed police officer. The primary exit for this location is the stairwell adjacent to the elevators, which can be located by exiting the boardroom and proceeding through the glass doors. There is a second alternate staircase that can be accessed through the door at the front of this room to the right behind the board dais. New Jersey Transit Police will administer CPR and use the defibrillator located near the elevator if necessary. Fire extinguishers are located in the front and back of this room. Please be guided by the directions of the New Jersey Transit Police and staff. As a reminder, members of the public are not permitted to approach the dais and should only share board meeting materials with New Jersey Transit staff at the reception desk. Thank you and have a safe day.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now take roll call. Board Member Brown? Here. Board Member Doshi?
Here.
Board Member Medina?
Here.
Board Member Nara?
Here.
Board Member Thomas?
Here.
Board Member Weiss?
Here.
Board Member Kaniff?
Here.
Board Member Cruz?
Here.
Vice Chair Carson?
Here.
Chair Gutierrez-Scachetti.
Here.
For the record, Board Members Medina and Nara are participating remotely, and Board Members Gordon and Morocco are absent. This is a meeting of the New Jersey Transit Corporation and its affiliates and subsidiaries. Adequate notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and NJ Transit's enabling legislation. Notice was filed on November 2nd, 2023 with the Secretary of State and sent to newspapers of general distribution, posted in the main entrance of NJ Transit's headquarters, published on the corporation's website, and sent to each individual, agency, and organization that requested such notice.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the October 11, 2023 board meetings?
So moved, Caniff.
Second, Carson.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez-Scachetti.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This time I would call on President and CEO Corbett to present his monthly report.
Good evening, Chair and members of the board, and good evening to all the members of the public joining us here in person and online. Beginning again this month with ridership, overall weekday rail ridership remains at approximately 70% of pre-COVID levels, although Tuesdays through Thursdays continue to see elevated levels at or above approximately 80%, with many peak hour trains being full, meaning at or above pre-COVID levels. Overall bus ridership is at approximately 90% of pre-COVID ridership levels, with intrastate, our local in-state bus service, up from approximately 90% to approximately 95% of pre-COVID. On many routes are at or above pre-COVID levels during peak periods. Interstate bus ridership into and out of New York is up from approximately 80% of pre-COVID levels to approximately 86%. Overall light rail ridership is holding steady at approximately 85% of pre-COVID levels, with HBLR ridership now essentially fully recovered, returning to pre-COVID levels. Given our consistent ridership trends with somewhat lighter levels on Monday and Fridays, higher near pre-COVID levels midweek with traditional AM and PM peak periods, feeling for most riders like it really is pre-COVID, and at or above pre-COVID levels on weekends. Moving forward, I'll be providing ridership updates when we see noteworthy changes. I'd like to now update on some of our service and planning items as our traditional ridership has continued to grow. We're also seeing a dramatic increase in ridership on the bus routes we assumed from Coach USA, following their disappointing decision to discontinue 3 of their ONE bus routes. Since NJ Transit took over these routes in the first week of October, weekday ridership on the numbers 24, 31, and 44 lines has increased by 41, 47, and 25% respectively. That's nearly 3,000 more customers every weekday than Coach USA was carrying just 4 weeks ago. This is in line with our claim that frequent, reliable service promotes increased ridership, as opposed to a death spiral as people cut back, as a number of private carriers had. In addition to the Coach USA Emergency Stabilization Service, on October 28th, NJ Transit began providing similar service to address the impacts to customers of the 4 discontinued A&C bus routes in Jersey City. While it's only been 12 days since the new services began, I'm pleased to note that the transition went seamlessly, and we are continuing to gathering ridership data for these routes as well, and we'll report back to the board as that develops. Also, regarding a service on the River Line, following months of working at the highest levels with our independent contractor who operates River Line light rail service, they have been working diligently to address recent operational challenges, and as a result, on October 16th, we fully resumed regular weekday and weekend service on our River Line. As we successfully implement emergency stabilization services and River Line service resuming regular service, we continue to provide special service and incentives as well to build on the ridership increases we have seen to date. Over the past month, in addition to providing seamless rail service to and from MetLife Stadium for 4 Giants and Jets home games, NJ Transit offered special rail service between Hoboken and Far Hills to and from the 102nd running of the Far Hills race meeting on October 21st. And in addition, this Saturday, November 11th, NJ Transit will honor the brave men and women who have served or are currently serving in the U.S. Armed Forces with complimentary rides throughout our system on Veterans Day. For more information, including eligibility details, please visit njtransit.com/military. Moving on to this evening's agenda, we have 2 items up for board consideration that I'd like to highlight. Later this evening, the board will consider a contract to purchase up to 19 federally funded battery electric vans to provide to subrecipients for transportation for senior citizens and people with disabilities in New Jersey. The board will also consider to vote to execute a ground lease agreement to implement a mixed-use, multi-phase, transit-oriented development project in Woodbridge, anchored to our Metro Park rail station. With this action, NJ Transit will reinforce its commitment to sustainability by creating more walkable, more environmentally friendly communities, as well as maximizing the value of our real estate assets. Moving on to infrastructure updates. Last week, I had the honor of attending one of the most significant funding announcements in our region's history. On Friday, I joined the United States Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, our board chair, and the governor's chief of staff, Diane Gutierrez-Cachetti, and a host of other federal, state, and local officials at Hudson Yards in Manhattan for the historic announcement of the award of $3.8 billion, that is billion with a B, dollars for the Hudson Tunnel project from the FRA's Federal State Partnership Grant Program, which is part of the Biden administration's IIJA, commonly referred to as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, or BIL. This was truly a watershed moment for New Jersey, New York, and our entire region and the country, as the advancement of the most important infrastructure project in the entire country is critical to NJ Transit's future. And while we celebrate the significant funding committed for the Hudson Tunnel project, Biden administration also committed billions of dollars in additional funding that will support critical infrastructure projects all along the Northeast Corridor. A number of you know that in addition to my role as President and CEO of New Jersey Transit, I also co-chair the Northeast Corridor Commission with the Federal Railway Administrator, Amit Bose. 2 years ago, the commission, working with state governments along the Northeast, the federal government, 8 commuter railroads, and Amtrak, released our Connect NEC 2035, or known as the C35 plan. C35 is a $117 billion, 15-year plan covering 150 projects along the corridor, the most ambitious reinvestment program in the NEC's history. The plan facilitated and accelerated prioritization of the projects now being awarded along the corridor. So on behalf of NJ Transit and the members of the Northeast Corridor Commission, I couldn't be more pleased with the federal government's historic commitment to the region's transit infrastructure. And related other good news, this past Monday, I was honored to join Senator Cory Booker, Congressman Rob Menendez, Congressman Donald Payne's District Director Michael Gray, Newark Mayor Ross Baraka, and Gateway Development Commission CEO Chris Clory to celebrate a transformational investment in New Jersey Transit, not just in our transportation infrastructure, but also in enhancing the experience of our customers for generations to come. I shared the news of the significant award of $241 million, also made possible by the FRA's Fed State Grant Program, that allowed NJ Transit to significantly advance 2 major infrastructure projects that have long languished prior to the Murphy administration. Approximately $59 million will be used right here in Newark to advance the modernization of Newark Penn Station, the iconic facility, which is often referred to as a gateway to New Jersey. And specifically, this funding will support our Newark Penn Station Vertical Circulation Improvement Program, which includes upgrades and replacements of 11 elevators, 17 escalators, and allowing us to maintain efficient customer flow throughout the station. This funding will help us build on the progress we have already made at the station, progress that is visible to all who use the station already, and is in addition to this very significant $191 million commitment made by Governor Murphy. The remaining approximately $182 million will be used to advance our Delco Lead Storage and Inspection Facility project, which will provide a critical safe haven for rail vehicles during extreme weather events and storm surges. The strategic investment will also help us to minimize the duration of service disruptions, ensuring we can resume service for our customers as quickly as possible after a significant storm. This funding supports the project's current momentum, having just advertised Delco Lead's second construction contract just last week. With this bid, NJ Transit will have more than $1 billion in hard money contracts out on the street concurrently. In addition to Delco Lead, this includes the second phase of our long slip project down in Hoboken, with a bid opening for that in about 2 weeks, and the second phase of our Raritan River Bridge project, which we plan to advertise in January. This is obviously a stark contrast from 2017, when we had just $60 million in construction contracts out on the street that whole year. Moving on to technology, as we work to strengthen our infrastructure and enhance service reliability, we also continue to leverage technology to make public transit at once more accessible and more responsive. And towards that end, on November 7th, we launched a pilot program led by our IT team and in partnership with the technology company Navilens that instantly enhances the accessibility of our bus system. Navilens technology uses special QR code style stickers that now installed at 51 New Brunswick bus stops that enable customers to use their smart devices to get a host of service information and assistance in the palm of their hands. Navilens integrates with NJ Transit data to provide customers with real-time arrival at their location. The technology also reads signs out loud, provides directional wayfinding to help visually impaired customers navigate bus stops. Additionally, Navilens technology will be extremely useful to customers with limited English proficiency, as it provides customers with in-station navigation, trip planning information, bus arrivals, and service status information in up to 34 different languages. I reported last month that NJ Transit launched another technology enhancement with the introduction of Tap and Ride, which allows customers system-wide on our bus and light rail to use contactless credit card and debit card to purchase adult-only tickets. And just for a quick update to show the progress on that success so far, since we launched it on October 11th, we've seen more than 30,000 taps or fare transactions with more than $100,000 in sales. and we expect that to continue to rise rapidly. Also, as regards ticketing, NJ Transit leverages technology to give customers as many options to purchase tickets, particularly those who are not regular riders or coming from outside our service area. And after a successful pilot program on our Raritan Valley and Atlantic City lines, this past Monday, we expanded our web ticketing program to include all rail lines, allowing customers to buy one-way and round-trip tickets online at njtransit.com/webtickets. Customers need only a valid email address and a credit or debit card to purchase tickets from a desktop, laptop, tablet, or cell phone, as long as you have internet access. So after purchasing your ticket online, you can generate a QR code for your trip, print it out, or show it on your mobile device at time of travel. And wrapping up, moving on to the people side of the house, while we're proud to be enhancing our customer experiences with technology, it is still the people who are working here that is key to our success. And to that end, I'm pleased to announce the promotion of Kevin Bijak, the position of Deputy General Manager of Transportation and Rail. Kevin began his career with NJ Transit in 1994 as an assistant conductor, worked his way up to General Superintendent of Transportation at New York Penn Station prior to this promotion. As DGM, Kevin will oversee the coordination and management of all rail transportation services, ensuring the safety and efficiency of operations, also leading strategic initiatives to improve our rail service. Please join me in congratulating Kevin on his new position. I'm also pleased to note that NJ Transit Police Department's outreach effort and work with the unhoused population have been recognized with an Ann Klein Advocate Award. The award, conferred by New Jersey's Community Health Law Project, is named in memory of the former commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Human Services, whose career paved the way for significant advances in the human services system throughout New Jersey. NJTPD Inspector Nick Capriglione, who directs police operations at Newark Penn Station, accepted the award for the department's work in the Innovative Community Outreach Unit, through which officers work with state and local services to help connect at-risk individuals with the services they need. Please join me in congratulating Inspector Capriglione, Chief Trusillo, and the officers of the Community Outreach Unit on winning this prestigious honor. To wrap up this evening, though, it's on a sad note. It is with great sorrow that share the news that many of you have heard that NJT Police Department Inspector Robert Noble passed away last week. Inspector Noble honorably served our PD for 28 years, rising through the ranks through hard work and dedication from the Patrol Division to Commanding Officer of Special Operations. His reputation, leadership, and policing experience were unparalleled, and he will be deeply missed. I will ask that you keep Inspector Noble's family, friends, and coworkers in your thoughts and prayers, and we certainly will always be grateful for his service. And with that, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you, Chair, and with that, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Kevin. At this time, I would ask if there are any comments from the public.
There are 3 in-person speakers, 3 pre-registered telephone speakers, and 8 telephone participants queued to speak. Speakers, in order to give everyone an opportunity to be heard, comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Priority access will be given to pre-registered in-person speakers, followed by any additional in-person speakers. We will then take comments from pre-registered telephone speakers, followed by any additional telephone participants who are queued to speak. Those participating by telephone, if you have not already done so, please press *1 on your telephone keypad to enter the queue to speak. You will hear a brief tone to indicate you have successfully entered the queue. The first speaker is David Peter Allen, followed by Sally Jane Gellert.
Good evening. I am David Peter Allen, Chair of ScatterTAC, the Senior Citizens and Disabled Residents Transportation Advisory Committee. I am here to report to the Board and to New Jersey Transit Management on behalf of our committee. Our committee was founded under the Senior Citizens and Disabled Residents Transportation Assistance Act of 1983, and our constituents are the seniors and persons with disabilities here in New Jersey. An item on tonight's agenda is vital to the effectiveness of our committee in helping improve mobility for our constituents, who are the state's most vulnerable riders. We are prepared to commend and thank everyone concerned for this anticipated positive result. It is item number 2311-79, which will affirm new rules for the ScatterTap grant program and will also reaffirm our committee's broad purview, which has been in effect since it was founded in 1984. Section 16:78-4.1b allows us to continue to comment and provide advice on all relevant topics limited only by the legislation itself. Our committee has supported this reaffirmation of our historic purview, along with the proposed regulations generally, in statements before this board and in other comments we submitted. We look forward to having our purview reaffirmed and to working together with this board and New Jersey Transit Management in furtherance of our common goal of improving mobility for New Jersey seniors and persons with disabilities who need it and deserve it. As far as the battery-operated vehicles are concerned, we look forward to seeing how they work out. The managers at local program support with whom we work have confirmed that we will commemorate our committee's 40th anniversary at our January meeting, scheduled for Monday, January 22nd at 10:30, and to be held here at New Jersey Transit headquarters. We are planning for this event, and we specifically invite members of this board and management, especially the senior managers, to share this occasion with us. Our meetings are open to the public, so for anyone else who would like to learn more about us, this would provide a good opportunity. This is our season for presentations from county transportation providers, and we continue to enhance our efforts to make suggestions to the counties and track the results. We have also reviewed the consent decree from the Justice Department concerning Access Link, and we express our deep concern that Access Link will not be able to meet the service standards required in that document. We repeat our effort to help improve this situation, and again call on senior management Access Link to meet with us toward achieving this goal. In addition, we remain deeply concerned about New Jersey Transit's financial prospects after the COVID relief money runs out, and the effect that potential service cuts and fare increases will have on our constituents. We can't say more within the time allotted tonight, but we are scheduled to make a longer report next month, and we will bring you updates on these and other topics of concern to our committee at that time. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Sally Jane Gellert, followed by Gloria Mills.
Good evening. Sally Jane Gellert, here personally as Vice Chair of the ScatterTap Committee. I echo Dave's comments and look forward to our purview being reconfirmed and doing good work. The Lackawanna Coalition agrees with that, and the rest of my statement does come from the Lackawanna Coalition. Commissioner, we encourage you to reintroduce the scheduled 3% toll increase at your next Turnpike Board meeting. Now that the election is passed and the focus can be on policy, not politics, we ask, Board, that you support that action. We are sure that you appreciate the importance of the scheduled 3% toll increase to New Jersey Transit, as that money would be part of the amount transferred annually to the state to forward to New Jersey Transit. Another proposal that the Coalition have been discussing, which is supported by the New Jersey Policy Perspective, New Jersey Citizen Action, Make the Road, and others, although it's opposed by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, is an extension of the corporate business tax surcharge. We have not seen a comment from the New Jersey Transit Board on this and would hope that you would either support it or, for alternative suggestions, we stand willing to help you get some dedicated funding and put this on a better basis. Regarding the abandoned bus lines, Colleen Wilson reported the same thing that you did, Mr. Corbett, that ridership is up on the bus lines that you have taken over. Over the pandemic ridership, if not back to pre-pandemic levels. We particularly appreciate the slightly expanded service on the number 31 bus, and we thank New Jersey Transit Bus Operations for their effort, a moral obligation given that the COVID-19 relief funds was not shared with the state's private carriers. We're glad to see this, particularly appreciating that these routes are now integrated into the MyBus app for those who have smartphones. The more integration between transit systems, whether it be private, public, interstate, or simply intermodal within New Jersey Transit, the better for the riders. Regarding the pilot program, that looks really promising. Do remember, however, that not everybody has a smartphone, and that this is a great addition, but not a substitute for actually being able to talk to a phone operator. And those hours are too short. I've said that before. We encourage rail operations to consider peak versus off-peak schedules. We've been pointing out that things are changing. We're not really going back to the 5-day-a-week schedule. As you mentioned, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are busy. Not so much Monday and Friday. One of our members pointed out that her experience in taking the 6263 train to Watsesing, the train is packed frequently. Some 60 people disembark with her. Sometimes she knows the previous train has been canceled. There's a gap before the train. Anomalies are going to happen from one line to another, so please.
Thank you. The next speaker is Gloria Mills, followed by the telephone speakers.
Good evening. My name is Gloria Mills. I am the chairperson for the Legislative Subcommittee for ScatterTech. I use the services of New Jersey Transit via bus, train, and Access Link. First, I'd like to commend New Jersey Transit for considering to not limit the broad purview of the CAC, allowing riders to have an avenue to voice their concerns about their experiences while using New Jersey Transit services. Our voices of the seniors and people living with disabilities, our comments need to be heard in an effort to improve service delivery. I am concerned that I have been reading articles that have been written on the potential budget gap in the next 2 years. We, the riders, need to be assured that funding is secure so that there will not be any cut in services or fare hikes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Operator, we would now like to open the floor for public comments by telephone participants, beginning with those who pre-registered to speak.
Certainly. And as a reminder, if you have not already done so, please press *1 on your telephone keypad to enter the queue to speak. You will hear a brief tone to indicate you have successfully entered the queue. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes for their public comment. A warning will be provided with 1 minute remaining and again with 15 seconds remaining. There are currently 10 participants in queue, and the first public comment is coming from Matthew Bucky's Highland. Matthew, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Thank you. I was hoping for the British operator temp, but anyway, good evening, Madam Chairwoman, Mr. President, and ladies and gentlemen of the committee, of the commission. I would like to echo President Corbett's comments on the Gateway project, but special thanks should also go out to Amtrak Chairman Tony Kosha and New York State Transportation Commissioner Marie-Therese Dominguez. As a result, this could change the fundamental way our transportation is going and our ability. But I want to focus on something special tonight as well. I want to see in next year's budget Rutgers University has a great football team. The Trans Commission should consider having a shuttle or bus actually from the Port Authority bus terminal to the stadium where the Rutgers Scarlet Knights football team plays. I would hope you would consider that in your budget. And, ladies and gentlemen, this Gateway project could change everything, everyone. For example, I took one time an Amtrak train to Tampa to see a University of South Florida Bulls football game. And this could really change the way we live and work and commute in New York City. Thank you. God bless you. Good night. Mr. Operator?
Thank you very much. The next public comment is coming from Andy Weiss. Andy, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Good evening. Where is our customer advocate? Where is our customer advocate? The NJ Transit reform legislation that created the customer advocate position was passed unanimously, 78-0 in the New Jersey State Assembly. The NJ Transit reform legislation that created the customer advocate position was passed unanimously, 39-0 in the New Jersey State Senate. The bipartisan and unanimous NJ Transit reform legislation was signed by Governor Murphy. The NJ Transit Board is ignoring a mandated state law that was passed unanimously, 117-0 by the New Jersey legislature. NJ Transit is not in compliance. The NJ Transit Board has allowed the customer advocate vacancy for 3 straight years after the fake customer advocate left the position. 36 straight months this board has failed to deliver for NJ Transit riders. The NJ Transit Board is hurting thousands of NJ Transit riders with this unacceptable 3-year customer advocate hiring delay. This 3-year delay is a form of soft corruption. This is soft corruption. Look it up. Final topic is we need real-time NJ Transit bus tracking information back on the third-party mobile transit apps like Transit App, City Mapper, Google Maps, Apple Maps, and others. You remove the NJ Transit GPS bus tracking information on third-party apps. You only have it on your terrible app. We need it on all the third-party apps. I don't want to use your app. I don't like it. I think it stinks. NJ Transit, this is just unacceptable. This is exactly why we need an NJ Transit customer advocate, because this agency is cruel and sadistic. You didn't tell anybody. There was no announcement.
1 minute remaining.
Nothing. This is typical NJ Transit. Nothing, no announcement, just cruel and sadistic the way you treat the public. This agency is notorious for having no respect for the taxpayers. You have no respect. You are cruel. The DNA of NJ Transit is cruelty. You have been cruel to us for decades. We need that customer advocate to bypass your cruelty. We need an independent person that could speak up for us, not just for me, but for thousands of people. Your customer service sucks. Yes, it does suck. And this board has no ethics. And that is why we need an independent customer advocate.
15
Thank
seconds.
you.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Matt Smith.
We aren't hearing the speaker. It looks like his mic is live, but we aren't hearing any audio from the call. Tom, can you hear us? We're having some network issues.
I don't know why I was just put on hold momentarily, but I will continue. Not only do we not have an announcement of those bidders, but we have no explanation from New Jersey Transit.
Matt, can you start over? We didn't hear any of your speaking. We had some technical difficulties.
Sure. I will start over. My name is Matt Smith. I'm the New Jersey Director with Food and Water Watch. I am testifying tonight on behalf of our 73,000 members and supporters all across the state of New Jersey who have been calling on New Jersey Transit for more than 3 years to cancel its plans for a massive new fracked gas power plant in an environmental justice community in Kearney, New Jersey, that goes against every one of New Jersey's and Governor Murphy's laws and policies regarding clean energy, environmental justice, and climate change. We thought we had won, finally, 2 years ago when Governor Murphy directed New Jersey Transit to redesign this gas plant away from dirty fuels and towards a clean energy solution. Unfortunately, we are now 6 months past the deadline by which Transit said that they would have announced final bidders and final designs, or at least final bidders working on designs for this clean energy alternative to the gas plant. And not only do we not have that announcement, that public announcement, 6 months past the date in which Transit said they would have it, but we have no explanation from Transit as to what is causing this 6 month delay. So this is incredibly frustrating, and I think it speaks to the lack of transparency that other speakers have commented on, which is a continual problem that is plaguing New Jersey Transit and its ability to serve New Jersey taxpayers and riders in a fair and equitable way. Last night's election was a clear rebuke of the anti-clean energy rhetoric that we heard from many in New Jersey, particularly the Republican Party, where Democrats, particularly in contested races, where offshore wind was attacked by Republican candidates, the voters rebuked that and really affirmed that the majority of New Jersey voters support a fair and equitable transition off of fossil fuels and onto clean energy solutions. New Jersey Transit should recognize that mandate to deliver the clean energy solution that was promised. Most immediately, it needs to explain to the public what has happened with the millions of dollars that were spent to solicit design proposals that are now 6 months delayed with no explanation. At minimum, the public deserves an answer on that question. And, just generally, New Jersey Transit and the Department of Transportation needs to rethink its transportation policy in the state of New Jersey. The largest publicly funded infrastructure project proposed in the state of New Jersey would cost more than $10 billion to widen a few miles of highway in Hudson County, which would result in more climate pollution, more toxic pollution that is harming people's lungs, particularly the elderly and children and pregnant women, and instead pull the plug on that disastrous turnpike project and reinvest that money in an earnest way to scale up clean renewable energy development and clean renewable energy rail and bus service in the state of New Jersey. 19 electric buses in the size of the fleet that New Jersey Transit has is a drop in the bucket. New Jersey Transit needs to get serious.
The next public comment is coming from Paula Rogovin. Paula, your line is live and the time will begin now.
Hi, I'm Paula Rogovin with the Don't Gas the Meadowlands Coalition. I'm going to give almost the same speech that I gave last month. New Jersey Transit and this Board of Commissioners has been irresponsible to the public. As the prior speaker said, you have no respect for the taxpayers. We've been waiting for 7 months for Transit to provide the names of the two bidders for the microgrid, and there is silence. Another broken promise. Transit lacks the honesty and Transit's lack of honesty and transparency is infuriating. We have submitted OPA requests over and over and have had no response. So what's going on? Who are the two bid finalists? Will it be a gas plant? Will Transit be dropping the microgrid project? Will Transit try to transfer the money to another project, which we hope they will, something that will provide services with clean, renewable energy? According to an article in last month's NorthJersey.com, in May, Chairwoman Diane Gutierrez-Cacchetti warned protesters to, quote, Erase yourself of that thought that the grant money could be transferred to some other New Jersey Transit use. So you don't like the microgrid process? I understand that. Let's be clear. If we don't build one, that money doesn't go back to New Jersey Transit to spend on other things. It goes right back to Washington, D.C. End of quote. I would hope that New Jersey Transit or this Board of Commissioners, which has remained silent, would say instead, we're keeping our promise to pivot from the gas plant, and we'll do everything possible to come up with a new proposal for microgrids, light rail, monorail, new proposal to submit to the FTA to repurpose the money, something that will improve public transportation and at the same time use renewable and protect the health and lives of New Jerseyans. I wish you would have asked us protesters to help get the funds transferred. We wish that, but we certainly didn't expect it from you. So what's going on? You know, we have other battles to fight. There are 5 other fossil fuel projects here in New Jersey that we're trying to stop. We did stop one, the CPV dirty gas plant in Woodbridge. They pulled their application because they said market conditions were not good for a gas plant. I hope you heard that. Market conditions are not good for a gas plant. The time is now to transition to fossil fuels.
15 seconds
Stop
remaining.
wasting our time with your game playing. For now, we're going to assume that you're going ahead with the gas plant. The future of our children is at stake. The health of residents and environmental justice communities of Kearney, Newark, New Jersey, and other towns near Kearney will be directly impacted by your gas plant. The climate will be impacted. What you do, what you commissioners will do, will either help or harm humanity. You have.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Jason Anthony. Jason, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Good evening, everyone. Jason Anthony here from New York. I've been online for almost an hour. This is a disgrace because you guys in New Jersey Transit Corporation are not clearly in the 21st century. Look at your counterpart here in New York, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. All of their meetings, the participants could join via Zoom. I wonder when Kevin Corbett and Chairman Gutierrez Cacciari are going to do something about this. And a couple of things I want to mention. One, why you guys don't have a customer service advocate for 3 years since Stuart Mader left the agency? I wonder what the hell is going on. Because your counterparts in New York and in Washington, D.C. have customer service advocates. What's going on in the Garden State, I really don't know. And also, why you guys are lacking in accessibility projects. Because it is a disgrace that you guys don't even have a disability person in your board working with us, the advocates. So I want explanations before the end of the year. And please, approve. Let's send a message to Governor Phil Murphy to pass congestion pricing. And I wonder when you guys are going to have a fare increase, because it has been 8 years since the last time that you guys raised the fares. We don't want you guys to end up in a fiscal cliff. So let's do the right thing for our passengers and the advocates. And I will yield the rest of my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Barton Lee. Barton, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Thank you. Could you people hear me? Can you,
yes, Barton,
can you people hear me?
Yes, your line is
Okay,
live
good.
and you may begin.
Okay, good evening. My name is Barton Lee. I've been traveling New Jersey Transit way before it was New Jersey Transit. I'm an avid cyclist, and I rely on the high-level platforms throughout the entire transportation system. What I notice is there are no high-level platforms in Hoboken. There's no high-level platforms in Bayhead, for example. You need to have high-level platforms on every station throughout the entire system. This is a royal inconvenience for me when I have to lug my 50-pound bicycle down those narrow steps on these Comet 5 cars. I don't know why you don't have high-level platforms, but you must have them on each and every station. And to my dismay, Hoboken doesn't even have high-level platforms, and why not? It's really disgraceful, especially I feel bad for the mothers with their baby strollers. I especially feel bad for the physically challenged that rely on wheelchairs. It's an absolute disgrace, and you need to face the facts and put those high-level platforms in. My other concern is these rail stations on the May-Bergen County line. There's Westmont, there's Plotterville, there's Broadway. You must include the town name next to each station stop. I have no idea what town Westmont is. I have no idea where Plotterville is. Do any of you people know? Because I do not. Broadway, I realize it's Broadway Fairlawn. But people from out of state, even out of the country, you must put a geographical town or indication on every single station of the entire system. The third thing, when we ride these trains, we don't know if the center doors will open. We don't know if it's the right side of the train or if it's the left side of the train where the doors are going to open. You must have this type of this is what I suggest. And I was just in Germany, and what they say is you are about to enter Marienplatz station. The doors will open on the left side in the direction of where the train is traveling. Why don't you instruct all the conductors to make these type of announcements? I also would like to see the conductors saying the center doors will open on the left side of the train in the direction of travel. The end doors will open on the train on the right side in the direction of travel. Many people have been scurrying to get to these doors, and they don't know where the hell they're going to open. And really, if you need to input these factors, and I would love to get some kind of response from anybody about what Jersey Transit plans to do with my suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from James Blaze. James, your line is live and your time will begin now. Hello, James Blaze. Just to let you know, please check to see if your line is muted. Your time will begin now.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. I serve proudly as appointed by Mr. Corbett and the New Jersey Transit staff as a member of ScatterTAC committee. I've served for 3 years. My message tonight is very simple. I want to thank Justin Davis and his staff for the courtesy they gave myself and other members of our ScatterTAC subcommittee, where we renegotiated some of the terms and reasons for terms for what you're going to vote on later this evening for our purview, which David and Sally have already covered. So my message is very quick, and I think every once in a while, having served as part of my time with Illinois DOT and transit agencies and other agencies, I believe it's important to recognize certain people when they've done their job well, and that's my only purpose, is to report that to you. And to you, each of you as members of the board, I know what it is to sacrifice time away from your family to serve as a board position. So I want to thank you also for your service. And I'm sure, as we all recognize from the speaker's comments, that there are a lot of challenges that you'll face, but I do want to recognize your service. Thank you. That ends my comments. Good night.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Anna Leone. Anna, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Hi, my name is Anna Leone, and I'm from Ridgewood. And firstly, I'd like to thank the members of the board, Mr. Corbett, for your service and dedication. The topic that I'm going to speak about very quickly, as I've done in the past, is Access Link. I know that there have been improvements that have been made with the service. However, I wanted to point out that it has a very, very, very long way to go. And in order to improve the service, we need to find out what the true issues are rather than a revolving door. I know that Access Link is always short on drivers. There have been many drivers call out, and we need to know the reason why. Somebody needs to put their finger on the issue. Is it pay? Is it that they're overworked? Is it that we're not vetting proper candidates for the position? People with disabilities, in the end, are the ones who suffer. For example, the other week, a driver had to go to Bergen County, from Bergen County to Passaic, back to Union, and then Hudson. And if you're a passenger on the bus, you have to travel all over in order to get to your destination, and sometimes it can take 2 to 3 hours. There was an individual on the bus who literally was sitting there for over 3 hours. It's getting a bit out of control. I applaud the drivers. I applaud the customer service personnel. But what I don't applaud is the dispatching and the routing of the buses. Something has got to be done. The routing is subpar. I don't know if the individuals just do not know the geography, but it costs money, wastes gas, wastes time, and patience. And so I really, really am asking for someone to please look into
1 minute
this,
remaining.
as well as the computerized system. It was my understanding, I tried calling on Sunday, and the entire system was down. And this isn't the first time. It's happened many times. Calls get dropped. You're in the middle of almost completing a trip, and you have to start all over again and spend a while on the phone. I know you guys have also implemented a new program, which I haven't tried yet, but the virtual assistant does not work. It hasn't worked from day one when you call up to try to get information. It sends out the wrong information. The other day it said I had no rides when I had rides. And it doesn't recognize the word no. May I repeat this?
15
no.
seconds.
And it repeats it 2 or 3 times. So please, somebody, please look into it. It's not just for me. It's for everybody else who has disabilities, and we are the most vulnerable population of the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Alita Dupree. Alita, your line is live, and your time will begin now.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Chair Gutierrez Scasetti. Hope I got that right. Alita Dupree, for the record, my pronouns are she and her. I enjoyed my time at the meeting with you all back in September. I must have been nervous because I was moving my hand around a lot on the podium. Not usual for me, but I'm doing okay. And a very meaningful report from Kevin. Lots of good things. I did go to Jersey Gardens on my time in New Jersey, and I am looking forward to using the 24 on New Jersey Transit, because then I can use the MyTix app to buy my tickets, and that route will give me a frequent connection between Jersey Gardens and the Elizabeth rail station. So thank you for that. I'm looking forward to us integrating these new routes, because I think that will be very helpful to me. And I think I was in New Jersey for about a month, used New Jersey Transit just about every day. I think every day. 320, bought the tickets on the app, reduced fare. It was fine. I remember when they didn't offer it on the 320, and I called you and wrote a letter, and it was offered. So thank you for making the app available for all your different services and to continue to develop that. I'm looking forward to trying this new open payment protocol with my Visa card. Hopefully we can get a video about it. I was looking at the agenda with your action items, and I see you're getting ready to buy 650 diesel-powered buses. And I hope we're not letting the wind out of our sails as we move toward electrification. Maybe we could buy a year's worth of buses and do it incrementally. But I just get the feeling that if we buy 650 diesel-powered buses, we're basically stuck with them for 12 years. And so is that going to delay the work that we can do with having an electric bus fleet? Because electric buses are still a novelty for me. And I did get to ride one in New York City, and I did also ride one in San Francisco. So I hope to be back in New Jersey soon and use New Jersey Transit as I have since 1980. And hopefully soon I'll get to a meeting. And I thank you.
Thank you. The next, as a reminder, if you have not done so already and you wish to make a public comment, you may press *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue to make a public comment. Once again, as a reminder, it'll be *1 to join the queue to make a public comment at this time. And your next public comment is coming from Adam Reich. Adam, your line is live, and your time will begin now.
Good evening. In the last couple of weeks, 60 Minutes did a story on indoor air quality, and basically one of the lessons out of the pandemic is something we need to do more work on. There's a recommendation that in indoor spaces you aim for 800 parts per million or less of CO2 levels. It's a good indicator of the spread of pathogens, including not just COVID-19, but flu, RSV, and other airborne pathogens. It's imperative that you think critically about the closed car issue that I brought up time and again. Board Member Nara, I've asked you for transparency on this on the past. It's something I've never really gotten a clear answer on. I would stress that for those riders who are high risk themselves or who go home to elderly or at-risk family members, having that open car, reducing that density in each car, and thereby improving the air quality in each car makes a tremendous difference. In the absence of masking, which I can understand, I recognize at this point Conductors Union has resisted, I see no reason why we can't at least open every available car. It is something that no rider would ever object to. It's something that you've said, if the train is crowded enough, you would have the same crew open anyway. By reducing density on board, we can ensure a healthier and safer environment on rail. If there really is not a reason why you can't open additional cars, please explain this to the public. Secondly, the customer advocate position. At last check, Board Member Nara, you had reported, I believe, that we were in an interview phase or on the verge of interviews. Where does that stand currently? Importantly, do we have a target date for a new hire? I would remind the board that you have a customer advisory board that's been waiting for more than 3.5 years and is perfectly willing to help you out. It doesn't cost you anything to pick up the phone and talk to us, get our thoughts, mobilize us. We'll happily reach out to the public if you want to use us. Again, as it was pointed out, this is a requirement by law. This is not something the board can ignore, or a change by the legislature. So please, it's imperative that we get some transparency, some additional update on this. With the Metro Park station item on the agenda, I've said it before and I've said it again, it's imperative that sidewalks on Route 27 to areas north of the station be on the table. You have people who currently have to walk on the shoulder of Route 27 to get to the residential areas north of the station. Whether that's something that the developer does, DOT is involved with, or New Jersey Transit helps facilitate, that should be something on your radar. Finally, Board Member Nara, with Middlesex County, New Brunswick has had, our county seat has had 2 staircases closed since February. Metro Park has had 1 staircase closed, creating a big bottleneck for almost 7 months at this point. Rawway is another station with a 7-month stair closure. Can you please commit to having the agency provide an update to riders on when these staircases will be fixed. And if there is going to be a lengthy delay, please tell us why. If nothing else, again, it makes a difference when you're getting off a train at Metro Park and it's crowded because everybody is converging on a single staircase off the westbound platform. Thank you.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Christian Noel. Christian, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Hello, my name is Christian Noel. I'm in Fort Lee. You, the New Jersey Transit Board, don't seem to listen because you never have anything to say. And, you know, as far as we know, you're still plowing ahead with your methane gas power plant. So instead, I'm going to speak directly to Governor Murphy. Governor Murphy, it's clear that you've been trying to play both sides of the ball, you know, appealing to construction unions and people concerned about the environment and public health. You claim to be aiming for a 100% green economy by 2035, you know, but that's kind of like a play action pass. We hear this and we think, oh, wow, solar, wind, awesome. The problem is the term green is ambiguous enough that it can include numerous false solutions, like converting a methane gas burning power plant to one that combusts biofuels or hydrogen and winds up producing more ozone generating NOx, or, you know, nitrogen oxides. Governor Murphy, you directed New Jersey Transit to shelve plans to build a gas power plant in Kearney to power a microgrid to power trains and redevelop the project primarily using renewable energy. Your agency supposedly spent a year redesigning the framework for the project and issued its revised RFP to developers. But the new framework continues to prioritize a methane gas plant as far as we know. And we've raised issues with New Jersey Transit, issues with the RFP at New Jersey Transit board meetings for over a year, and guess what? Nothing. It would seem to me that you are calling all the plays from the sidelines, and evidently this was just a smokescreen to throw us off. Your chumps at New Jersey Transit are not covering very well for you. Your EJ law is designed to avoid disproportionate impacts on overburdened communities, yet this power plant is proposed in an overburdened community that already has adverse stressors higher than the state average. The plant is no longer... Okay, let's see. Okay, I know you, Governor Murphy, like bragging that New Jersey has the best environmental record in the country. Honestly, this is very worrying. It would seem to reveal that you care more about your image than doing what is right in all cases. The climate crisis is not a competition, but it is a race against time. At this point, we cannot afford to sit our regulars. We need a relentless, full-court press, zero blitz. It's time for another epiphany like the one you had when you squashed the North Bergen power plant. Remember that? Be a true climate hero, not a climate hypocrite. It's time to throw in the towel on a gas power plant. Demand that your agency changes the RFP to maximize non-combustion-based, non-emitting renewable alternatives. Thank you.
Seconds.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Rachel Davis. Rachel, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Rachel, your line is live and you may proceed.
Thank you. My name is Rachel Dawn Davis and I'm speaking on behalf of Water Spirit and our thousands of members throughout the state, Northeast region, and world. Water Spirit is a spiritual ecology nonprofit offering programming and advocacy centered on water as a source and sustainer of all life for 25 years. We've been speaking to this board for over 3 years to cancel an environmentally racist project which would spew toxic methane into overburdened residents. I'm echoing Sally Jane Geller's comments regarding the corporate business tax surcharge. I'm also concerned, given the past several meetings, comments I've heard about the need to implement and enforce the Americans with Disabilities Act. Please act on these demands for communication, including Zoom. We continue to emphasize the opportunity for New Jersey's leading agencies to lead on sustainability and a livable future, yet receive, like so many others, no honest response. We call on Governor Murphy and his New Jersey Transit to act on the public frustration at these meetings. The findings of the Stratogen study, which demonstrates clearly a renewable energy-based hydro microgrid solution is better for people's health, technically feasible, again, as we've said many times before, and much more cost-effective. Transit must revise the RFP to specifically solicit bids for renewable energy-based hybrid microgrid solutions that maximize the amount of clean energy and battery storage that can be implemented today. We've done all this already, and one of these two bidders has us, or both of them do great. To be a leader is to abandon the original dirty methane plant, regardless. We nor any of our community partners have heard from New Jersey Transit a response to the Stratogen study, nor the opportunity to be a leader in sustainability outside of national conferences where New Jersey stands out. What say you? We call on New Jersey Transit to keep the public updated about the project status across languages, namely to the surrounding residential areas, to the still proposed gas project, as far as we know. Excuse me, I had my
1 minute remaining.
Thank you. We urge you to think about national security as we enter into this weekend of Armistice Day. It is in our best national security interest to get off fossil fuel. Everywhere is talking about this, be it law, business, etc. New Jersey's goals are aligned with this reality, suing oil and gas companies, and providing your support extends to those who fight in wars for energy, for dirty energy. Do you want to do that? New Jersey Transit leadership and your administrative liaisons, such as Governor Murphy, do you care about children's lungs, hearts, minds? Will you think of your children and ensure New Jersey is a prime example of creative solutions with a livable future in mind? If not,
15 seconds.
Why not? Thank you.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Holly Cox. Holly, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Hi, I'm Holly Cox, a 25-year New Jersey resident. I'm here again, also for 3 years, to ask Governor Murphy and New Jersey Transit why you're not revising your RFP and redesigning your microgrid project to be powered by renewable energy, which the Stratogen report shows is technologically feasible, more economical, and better for our health and climate. Why have you not responded to the new report, which shows that a combined system of solar, battery storage, and a backup gas turbine, only to be used in true emergencies, is a feasible alternative for meeting NJ Transit's operational needs during severe weather events? Why haven't you revised your RFP to specifically solicit bids for renewable energy hybrid microgrid solutions? Do you see the danger of adding more pollution from another fossil fuel plant to an overburdened environmental justice community? Although Governor Murphy announced an accelerated target of 100% clean energy by 2035, neither he nor you has any plan to actually get us there. If you build your fossil fuel plant, when will it be completed, and how long do you expect to operate it before you need to start transitioning to clean fuels to comply with the 2035 target? This seems like a waste of money to me. How much do you estimate it will cost to convert your gas plant to a clean plant? Where is your evidence that a gas plant is financially, environmentally, technically, or socially superior to a renewable hybrid microgrid? Do you see the climate chaos unfolding all around us, stronger and more dangerous storms, damaging our property and killing our residents, an increasing number of extreme weather events, month after month, hottest days on record in all of history, wildfires already burning over 16,000 acres this year, according to the NJ Forest Fire Service, wildfire smoke making our air unbreathable, New Jersey sea level rise twice the national average. I could go on and on. Our state and planet are literally either on fire or flooding all around us, and no one, including you, who are in a position of power, is doing anything at the scale required to keep our planet habitable. Given the financial reality of a fossil fuel plant, extreme climate events that we see happening all around us with our own eyes, and the report's findings that a renewable plant is cleaner, safer, more resilient, and significantly more economical, how do you justify a fossil fuel plant in 2023? Especially in light of the fact that the UN Secretary General recently said the fossil fuel business model is, quote, inconsistent with human survival. I call on Governor Murphy and NJ Transit to revise your RFP, stop abdicating your responsibilities, listen to the climate scientists around the world who all agree we have only about 6 years left to drastically reduce our emissions to keep our planet habitable, make a plan to meet our state's climate and clean energy commitments, and stop this disastrous fossil fuel proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next public comment is coming from George Kaufer. George, your line is live and your time will begin now.
Hi, good evening. I'm George Calper from the Ampere Alliance and the North Jersey Transit Riders Alliance. There's a few comments. One, the Ampere train station. I know Shanti Nara mentioned a few months ago that there would be updates on that, but as far as we know, there haven't been any updates regarding the status of the reactivating or reconstructing the train station. The other thing is that with regards to the Teterboro station, which has been about 13 years ago, it was closed. There was a fence built that separates the tracks from the residential neighborhood to the west, and I know part of it has to do with the way the crossing intersects at the station, but I do believe that there should be a study and an engineering analysis just to see if there's a way to safely reopen the crossing, maybe realign the fence and make a passageway so that people can cross at the ends of the platform rather than straight to the middle as was the old layout. And the last thing is that with regards to the old decamp routes, the 101, 102, 105, 109, off-peak service still hasn't been restored, and a lot of the old decamp service areas still hasn't been restored. And the thing with off-peak service, and including weekend service, reverse peak service, that service is not that expensive to operate, given that you save on deadheading, you save on the cost of split shifts. Doesn't really require that much in terms of actual operators, given that a lot of it is driving in-service buses rather than buses to and from the garage. So I ask that you guys look at adding off-peak service. There's been especially a lot of requests for earlier afternoon service on the number 102 bus. So all of that, the same way that in Newark and Elizabeth and Orange, the old one bus territory, South Orange, East Orange, off-peak service was maintained. That should be the case with the old decamp routes, because the service is the ridership is going to be higher than it was with the old under the camp, because the tickets are cross-honored on other bus services, the passes are cross-honored, etc. So I yield the rest of my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And there are no further questions in the public comment queue at this time.
Thank you, public speakers. Are there any board member comments?
Megan?
Yes, Board Member Nara.
So I just wanted to comment about, there were several comments made by Adam Reich about specific issues at some of the stations. And I made notes about it, and I'll ask staff to see if they can follow up on those. That's all.
Thank you. Any additional board member comments? Okay, thank you.
At this time, I would call on Anna Marie Ganella Rosado to present the advisory committee report.
We're not hearing Anna.
Hearing me?
Now we can hear you. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Before I begin our notes, I just want to let you know that the members of the PACS would like to convey our condolences to the family of the late New Jersey Transit Police Inspector Robert Noble, Jr., who recently passed away, and also to his colleagues in the New Jersey Transit Police Department. So during our meeting, we received a presentation on the Navalens pilot program from Brenda Kaplan, Deputy CTO, Head of Innovation Office of Information and Digital Technology, and Bill Van Winkle, IT Special Project. This is a very unique program, and for those customers who have smartphones, users will be able to scan a QR code at the bus stop. Navalens will read signs out loud, provide bus arrival information in audio, and help visually impaired riders to navigate. That's pretty unique right now. The PACS also received updates from John DeCauley on federal and state legislation, and from Government Community Affairs team Paul Wyckoff and Barbara Lazaro. New Jersey Transit was awarded a $1.4 million grant by the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities that will be used to expand agency's non-revenue fleet of electric vehicles and provide funding for the necessary charging infrastructure. And as CEO Corbett stated, New Jersey Transit offers a new tap and ride payment option for bus and light rail customers to use their contactless credit and debit cards with existing validators on board buses and at light rail stations. Next, the PAC support resolution 2311-78, local programs and community mobility purchase of battery electric vans, and resolution 2311-79, regulations for the proposed adoption of NJIC 16-78, Senior Citizen Disabled Resident Transportation Assistance Program. And finally, the next joint PAC meeting is scheduled for December 8th. That concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Anna Marie. I would now call on Board Member Cruz to present the Operations and Customer Service Committee report.
The Operations and Customer Service Committee received an update on trends, analysis, and actions for rail, bus, light rail, and access link. The committee also received an update on the cost of service. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Caniff will present the Administration Committee report.
Thank you. The Administration Committee received a financial update. This included a summary of operating results compared to the previous year's comparable period and fiscal year 24 budget, 12-month fare box revenue compared to pre-COVID, major balance sheet items, and federal COVID-19 relief grant drawdown summary. Additional information was provided as part of the agenda materials, including the cost of service key performance indicators, 12-month fare box recovery, history of vacancies, attrition and hires, ridership and revenue, and a monthly budget-to-actual comparison for September 2023. The committee also received updates from Human Resources and Equal Employment Opportunity and Affirmative Action. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Board Member Caniff. Board Member Weiss will present the Capital Planning, Policy, and Privatization Committee report.
Thank you. The Capital Planning, Policy, and Privatization Committee discussed the board items for the bus stock program, purchase of 550 40-foot and 260-foot articulated buses, local programs and community mobility purchase of battery electric vans, and ground lease arrangement, or agreement for Metro Park Transit-Oriented Development Project. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Board Member Weiss. At this time, I'll call on President and CEO Corbett to present the action items.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to now introduce Rich Schaefer, Senior Vice President, Capital Programs, to present Board Item 2311-77 regarding bus stock program. Rich.
Thank you, CEO Corbett. We are presenting for approval item 2311-77, bus stock program, purchase of 550 40-foot and 260-foot articulated buses. We anticipate this will be our last diesel bus procurement. We are currently diligently advancing our zero-emission bus program with infrastructure already in place at Newton Avenue, in Camden, and no less than 4 additional facilities. Hilton, Union City, Meadowlands, and the Northern Bus Garage are all in development right now to accommodate zero-emissions buses. While there is limited bus manufacturer capacity and a lack of sufficient available infrastructure to make this a zero-emissions bus purchase at this time, we still have an obligation to our customers to maintain reliable and robust service while we transition to a 100% zero-emissions bus fleet. Our zero-emissions bus program remains on track, and we are optimistic about the outlook on future availability of state and federal funding to support our transition. Authorization is requested to purchase 550 40-foot buses and 260-foot bus transit buses, including capital spare parts at a cost not to exceed $685,957,704.70 plus 10% for contingencies subject to the availability of funds. We ask for your approval of item 2311-77.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Caniff.
May I have a second?
Second, Weiss.
Any discussion on the motion? I'd just like to note, Rich, that I appreciate the fact that this would hopefully be our last diesel emission bus purchase. That's good news, so thank you. Megan, please take roll.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried. For the record, Board Member Nara is recused from the next item and will not comment or vote on the item.
Great, thank you, Megan. Now I'd like Rich to carry on and present Board Item 2311-78 regarding the purchase of battery electric vans. Rich.
Thank you, CEO Corbett. We are presenting for approval item 2311-78, local programs and community mobility purchase of battery electric vans. Authorization is requested to approve the use of the Michigan Department of Transportation procurement for the purchase of 19 battery electric vans for subrecipients of New Jersey Transit's local programs and community mobility department, including Access Link, and for a New Jersey Transit microbus transit project in the amount not to exceed $3.8 million, plus 5% for contingencies subject to the availability of funds. We ask for your approval of item 2311-78.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve Board Item 2311-78?
So moved, Carson.
May I have a second?
Second, Kaniff.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Megan, please take roll.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi? Yes. Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Great, thank you. I'd now like to introduce Justin Davis, Senior Vice President, Regulatory and Government Affairs and Chief of Staff, to present Board Item 2311-79 regarding scatter tap regulations.
Thank you, President Corbett. We're presenting for approval item number 2311-79, regulations proposed adoption of NJAC 16:78, Senior Citizen and Disabled Resident Transportation Assistance Program ScatterTap. Authorization is requested to take all necessary actions to adopt NJAC 16:78, Senior Citizen and Disabled Resident Transportation Assistance Program, consistent with this board item and the corresponding exhibits. We ask for your approval of item 2311-79.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Carson.
May I have a second?
Second, Kaniff.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Megan, please take roll.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Jackie Sanford, Acting Senior Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer, present Board Item 2311-80 regarding a TOD ground lease at Metro Park. Jackie.
Thank you, Kevin. We are presenting for approval item number 2311-80, ground lease agreement for Metro Park Transit-Oriented Development Project. Authorization is requested to take all actions necessary to execute the ground lease agreement between New Jersey Transit and DOR Woodbridge LLC and all other necessary agreements to implement a mixed-use, multi-phase transit-oriented development project at the Metro Park Station. We ask for your approval of item number 2311-80.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Carson.
May I have a second?
Second, Cruz.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Great, thank you. Now I ask Jackie to continue with item 2311-81 regarding the approval of the audited financial statements.
We are presenting for approval item number 2311-81, recommendation to approve the audited financial statements for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023. Acceptance of approval of New Jersey Transit's audited financial statements for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023 is requested. We ask for your approval of items number 2311-81.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Kaniff.
May I have a second?
Second Carson.
Any
Second,
discuss,
Nara.
any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Megan, please take roll.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Keenan?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried. For the record, Board Members Brown and Thomas are recused from the next four items, number 231182, 231183, 231184, and 231185, and will not comment on the items.
Great, thank you. I'd now ask Jackie to continue with the first of those four personal injury claims settlements. Jackie, with item 2311-82.
We are presenting for approval item number 2311-82, personal injury claim of Michael Carl. Authorization is requested to settle the claim of Michael Carl through his attorney at an amount discussed in executive session. The Attorney General has approved the proposed settlement, subject to the availability of funds. We ask for your approval of item number 2311-82.
We have a motion to approve.
So moved, Kane.
May I have a second?
Second, Weiss.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Megan, please take roll call.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Keenan?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Great, thank you. Now ask Jackie to continue with the next item, 2311-83, regarding the next personal injury claim.
We are presenting for approval item number 2311-83, personal injury claim of Sierra Ramirez. Authorization is requested to settle the claim of Sierra Ramirez through her attorney at an amount discussed in executive session. The Attorney General has approved the proposed settlement, subject to the availability of funds. We ask for your approval of item number 2311-83.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Kane.
May I have a second?
Second Carson.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Megan, please take roll.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Great, thank you. I'd ask Jackie now to go to the next claim case, 2311-84.
We are presenting for approval item number 2311-84, personal injury claim of Ingrid Nieves. Authorization is requested to settle the claim of Ingrid Nieves through her attorney at an amount discussed in executive session. The Attorney General has approved the proposed settlement, subject to the availability of funds. We ask for your approval of item number 2311-84.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Kane.
May I have a second?
Second Carson.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Great, thank you. I would now ask Jackie to present the last item for action tonight, the claim on 2311-85. Jackie.
We are presenting for approval item number 2311-85, personal injury claim of the estate of Siham Hajbi. Authorization is requested to settle the claim of the estate of Siham Hajbi through the estate's attorney at an amount discussed in executive session. The Attorney General has approved the proposed settlement, subject to the availability of funds. We ask for your approval of item number 2311-85.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Kane.
May I have a second?
Second Carson.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Doshi?
Yes.
Board Member Medina?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Weiss?
Yes.
Board Member Kaniff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Gutierrez Scacchetti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Since there is no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn the board meeting?
Motion, Cruz.
May I have a second?
Second Carson.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.